Welcome to St. Petersburg, Florida, and Tropicana Field. It's Game 4 of a 4-game series between the Red Sox and the Tampa Bay Rays. Welcome inside the broadcast booth, everybody. I'm Don Orsillo along with Jerry Remy. Welcome to Red Sox baseball. Around the trade deadline, a lot of trades were made, but one of the biggest ones was for David Price going to the Detroit Tigers. It has worked out well for Tampa Bay in the end as part of our FW Web Closer Look.
Well, it certainly got the attention of the baseball world when David Price went to the Tigers, and everybody figured at that point that was it. The Tigers were going to win everything with David Price. But when you look at the numbers, it's unbelievable. David Price, a 1-2 record, 4.41 ERA, 7 walks and 35 strikeouts. Now coming to Tampa Bay, Drew Smyly, who's been absolutely outstanding. 3-1 record, a 1.50 ERA, and opponents only hitting 150 against Smyly. Now, against the Red Sox, he's also been very good in his career with a 2-0 record. So, right now, this deal looks much better for Tampa Bay than it does with David Price going over to the Detroit Tigers. So we'll see how it plays out in the future. But right now, Smyly is pitching great baseball.
Well, Smyly today going for the Rays. For the Red Sox, Ruby De La Rosa be on the mound for Boston. 4-5 on the year individually. 1-1 in his career against the Rays. We're back with more from St. Pete right after this. Southwest Airlines. Find our fares online only at southwest.com. Welcome back to St. Petersburg and Tropicana Field, and happy Labor Day. It's Game 4 of a 4-game series between the Red Sox and the Rays. Welcome back inside the booth, everybody. I'm Don Orsillo. Well, Mookie Betts leads off today for the Boston Red Sox. Betts really has led off his entire career, both at AA in Portland and AAA in Pawtucket. So after talking to him earlier today, he's certainly comfortable shifting into that spot today for the Red Sox. With more, here's Gary Streisky.
Don, as we continue to witness the evolution of Mookie Betts, just like you were mentioning yesterday, batting in the 2-hole today, batting where he normally bats in that leadoff position. The question now begins to arise, all right, we see him in the outfield. Will we see him at his natural defensive position, which is the middle infield? Well, John Farrell has that answer in our Geico quote of the day.
It's been quite a while since Mookie's had any reps at second, and he's had a lot on his plate this year with defensive positioning and changes to it, and don't want to take that back and forth.
So we'll see Mookie Betts primarily in that outfield. Going back to what he's doing offensively, of course, 2 for 4 yesterday, batting leadoff. This is actually the first time that Brock Holt won't be batting leadoff since his call-up in late May. Obviously, he's in the 2-hole today.
All right, Gary, thanks very much. Red Sox trying to win the series. We're back with the first pitch from St. Pete right after this. It is game 4 of this 4-game series between the Red Sox and the Rays. They wrap it up today. Middle leg of this 3-city tour for the Red Sox. Will head to New York after the ball game today and get ready for the 3-game series against the Yankees. Red Sox Nation here today, per usual in Tampa Bay. Not as much as perhaps in other years. Not a lot of fans here, perhaps as much as other years, as the crowds have been pretty slim here for the 4-game series and this last game on Labor Day. Nevertheless, Red Sox have a chance to take the 3rd game of 4 here today after a victory yesterday. Well-pitched game by Clay Buchholz. Rays take the field. As they do, let's check out the Red Sox starting lineup. Mookie Betts leads it off in center field with Brock Holt moving to second in the order and second base. Yoenis Cespedes in left field bats third. Mike Napoli is the DH with Alan Craig at first base. Daniel Nava in right field. Will Middlebrooks at third base bats seventh. Xander Bogaerts at shortstop eighth. And Christian Vasquez does the catching and bats ninth. Today's Rays starting pitcher is presented by your New England Nissan dealers. Drew Smyly on the mound. His overall number is 9 and 10 between Detroit and Boston. 27th appearance, 24th start. He's logged 141 and a third innings and 118 strikeouts. Opponents have hit at .243 against Smyly. Career against the Red Sox very good at 2-0 with a 2.70. And so far since joining the Rays, he is 3-1 with a nifty 1.50 ERA.
The Tampa Bay defense is brought to you by People's United Bank. They are 7th in the league with 75 errors on the season. Evan Longoria will be at third base. Yunel Escobar, the shortstop. Ben Zobrist at second. And James Loney, the first baseman. Left to right, Matt Joyce, Kevin Kiermaier, and Will Myers. And Ryan Hannigan doing the catching for Smyly.
Umpire and crew. Jerry Lane, the crew chief, has the plate calling the balls and strikes. Hunter Wintelstead is at first base with Mike DeMuro at second base and Mike Estabrook, the umpire, at third. Drew Smyly, this deal has worked out well for the Rays so far. So a guy like David Price leave your rotation. Can't imagine the guy would come in and be more successful than the guy you trade away, but that's been the case. Smyly 3-1, a 1.50 earned run average. Today marks his 6th start in a Rays uniform and ready to work here for the top of the Red Sox order. As we mentioned off the top, Mookie Betts. Talking with him today before the game, very comfortable with his leadoff spot because that's what he has done primarily in the minor leagues. So here he is leading off in the majors now. And the first pitch of the ball game is in there for strike one. That's .259, 3 homers and 8 runs batted in. That'll bounce in, and it's a ball and a strike. Last start Wednesday at Baltimore. This is a little bit high, and it's 2-1. 7 innings, just 1 run. Outing before that at Toronto, another win. 9 innings, no runs. It's matched up against Marcus Stroman, very good pitcher for the Jays, as we saw as part of this trip. Has allowed 3 runs or less in all 5 of his previous starts with Tampa Bay. There is strike 2, full count.
Smyly not an overpowering fastball, 88 to 90 with the fastball, breaking ball, changeup.
Fouled back to the screen. We'll do it again, 3-2.
One thing you have to be careful about with Smyly, if you do get on first base, he's got a great move. 7 pickoffs so far this season.
He's done very well against the American League East as well. He's 6-0 with a 1.32 earned run average in 18 career appearances against the East. Here's a pop-up foul, backhand out of play. Good first at bat here for Mookie Betts in the leadoff spot. He'll see an 8th pitch coming up. Betts with a swing and a miss and a pitch in the dirt. Hannigan's got to throw him out, and he does. First strikeout of the day for Drew Smyly, 1 down.
Now the strikeout high for him since he's been here is 9. It's like a breaking ball this time down in the dirt. Breaking ball or a changeup that Mookie Betts will chase. And Smiley picks up the first strikeout of the day.
One down here in the first inning for Brock Holt. Holt moving into the 2 spot in the order. 289, 3 homers, and 27 runs batted in.
Left-handed hitters so far this year have only hit 168 against Smiley.
Now, Brock Holt had been leading off since May the 23rd. 88 of the last 90 Red Sox games leading off, but today hits second. During that time, 110 hits. See his numbers against lefties. 0-2 pitch. Ball and 2 strikes now. So the breakdown for Smiley. Left-handers at 168, right-handers at 273. He's made some adjustments with Jim Hickey, the pitching coach here with Tampa Bay, since coming over in dealing with right-handed hitters, and so far so good. And some of the adjustments he has made have been very successful. Very good pitching coach here in Jim Hickey over the years with Tampa Bay. Strike 3 call. Holt frozen. Back-to-back strikeouts for Smiley. 2 down.
A pretty nasty location with this fastball to the outside part of the plate to pick up the strikeout. Good job by Hannigan, too, the catcher, to bring it in just a little bit to give Jerry Lane a better look at it.
2 down here in the first inning for Yoenis Cespedes. 260 with 21 home runs, 89 runs batted in. Batting in the 3 spot today with Ortiz out of the starting lineup. Little drop in there for strike 1. Three for 12 in the series is Cespedes. That'll bounce in for ball 1. 8 for 24 on the road trip for Cespedes. His numbers against Drew Smiley include a home run. He's got at least 7 innings in 4 consecutive starts. It's 2-1. Fouled back to the screen. 2-2. Well, it's Labor Day, and Labor Day sales, you can save 50% on MLB.com. At-bat premium features for only $4.99. Follow every Red Sox game with live look-ins, replay reviews, live radio broadcasts, the MLB.TV game of the day, and more. Download on the App Store. Sale ends soon. Visit redsox.com/mobile today. Close bit of ball.
Very good pitch there by Smiley. A couple of fastballs away from Cespedes, and then he tries to go inside and just missed the inside corner.
Swing and a miss. Strikes out the side. Impressive start for Smiley. Rays are coming up. Rays are coming up. Today's Red Audi A3 today. Ruby De La Rosa's 15th start, 4-5 with a 3.81 earned run average, 58 strikeouts at 31 walks, and opponents hitting at 282. Ben Zobrist leading it off here for Tampa Bay. And driving one to center. Mookie Betts going back to haul it in for the first out. Well, we've seen Ben Zobrist, but let's check out the rest of the Rays starting nine. Zobrist at second base. Will Myers in right field. Matt Joyce in left. Evan Longoria at third base. James Loney at first base with David DeJesus, the DH. Yunel Escobar, the shortstop, at seventh. Ryan Hannigan does the catching. And Kevin Kiermaier back in center field for the Rays. De La Rosa with one out here in the bottom of the first inning, dealing with Will Myers, who takes strike one. Myers at .213, 6 homers and 27 runs batted in. Ground ball left side and through into left field, a base hit. Well placed by Will Myers, who has been struggling.
Now the Red Sox defense is brought to you by Southwest Airlines. They are fourth in the American League with 77 errors on the season. Will Middlebrooks will be at third base. Xander Bogaerts the shortstop. Brock Holt at second. Alan Craig the first baseman. Left to right, Yoenis Cespedes, Mookie Betts, Daniel Nava, and Christian Vasquez doing the catching for De La Rosa.
One out single for Will Myers has him at first base. Matt Joyce coming up. Joyce 267, 8 homers and 50 runs batted in. Throw to first and back is Myers. Now Matt Joyce in the fourth inning yesterday with a double, the only Ray to reach second base in yesterday's game against Clay Buchholz. Leads the team in on-base percentage at .365 coming into today's action. And Joyce will take a pitch up and away for ball one.
Second start that De La Rosa has made this year against Tampa. His first of the season was against the Rays and went 7 innings in that game. 4 hits, no earned runs. Red Sox won at 7-1.
Fouled back to the screen, 1-1. Zobrist lining out to center. Myers with a base hit to left. Now Joyce with a count of 1-1. Way 2-1. Shift on the right side here for the Red Sox with Middlebrooks coming over from third base. Xander Bogaerts equidistant between second and third on the left side. Joyce lines it foul. Well, tonight on NESN Live, presented by Cross Insurance, Sarah Davis and Elle Duncan will have a full breakdown of the Ryan Mallett trade. In honor of Labor Day, they will showcase the best videos of the summer. That's tonight at 5:30 on NESN. 1 out, 1 on. Matt Joyce with a count of 2-2. Swing and a miss, and De La Rosa able to strike out Matt Joyce. First K of the day for De La Rosa.
And it comes on a changeup. De La Rosa at 86 miles an hour to pick up the strikeout. Changeup down and in on Joyce.
Two down. Will Myers at first base. Here's Evan Longoria. .254, 17 home runs, 76 runs batted in. Leads the team in RBIs with 76 on the year. Swing and a miss. Fastball by him at 95 miles an hour.
First time Longoria faced De La Rosa, he was 0 for 3, and this fastball right by Evan Longoria.
Longoria 2 for 11 in the series. And down in the count 0-2. He's activating David DeJesus, who is in the lineup today from the DL. Called Kurt Casale a catcher. And a right-handed pitcher in Brandon Gomes, who we've seen in the past from AAA Durham. Fly ball to left center field. Cespedes and Betts. It'll be Betts who will make the catch out there that ends the first inning. Done with one. No score from St. Pete. Back at the Trop in St. Pete, the Red Sox and Rays scoreless through one. Mike Napoli coming up to lead it off. It'll be Napoli, Craig, and Nava. As Drew Smiley struck out the side in order in the first inning. Napoli DHing today. Napoli 0 for 8 in the series and just 2 for 22 on the road trip. Rounded softly towards third. Longoria throws out Napoli for the first out of the inning. But today's twisted but true fact of the game is, according to the Elias Sports Bureau, Clay Buchholz is the third pitcher in Red Sox history with multiple shutouts in a season with 3 or fewer hits and no walks. Cy Young and Pedro Martinez the other. Twisted Tea Hard Iced Tea, the refreshing hard iced tea, tastes like real iced tea. Be a little twisted.
That's pretty good company for Clay.
Yes, it is. You see an outing like yesterday, and you're reminded of how good Clay Buchholz can be when he is on.
Yep. Last year, at the beginning of the season, he was the best pitcher on the Red Sox staff by far, and maybe the best right-hander in baseball.
9-0 before going on the DL last year. All-star for the second time in his career. Alan Craig playing first base today. And that just missed. Greg had 138 so far in a Red Sox uniform with a home run, 2 runs batted in. Got his first home run in a Red Sox uniform at Toronto as part of this road trip. Down 1-2.
Smiley back outside with the fastball at 89 to get the swing and miss.
Greg with 1 home run in a Red Sox uniform, 8 on the year. Greg bats now with Nava on deck. Red Sox batting here in the visiting half of the second inning. To left field. Matt Joyce going back. It'll take him to the track, but he makes the catch. 2 down. Well, now for the first time ever, the purple pill is available without a prescription for frequent heartburn. Introducing Nexium 24-hour. This is Nexium level protection. Two down in the second inning. Daniel Nava hitting at .262, 2 homers and 20 runs batted in. In there for strike 1 to Nava. Nava 7 for 24 in the trip. He is 4 for 11 in the series against Tampa Bay. Nava fouls it back and finds himself in the hole, 0-2. See the breakdown for him. Left-handed at .282, but right-handed where he is today, 167, and does not have a home run. Batting right-handed this year. Breakdown against lefties, 8 for 48 on the year.
I was going to say, not very many at-bats to hitting right-handed. This is only his 49th of the season.
Only 1 call-up with the rosters expanding today. Stephen Wright joining the team. Available in the bullpen for Boston. 1-2 pitch. On the ground, softly hit right side. Zobrist's got to go a ways, but he will make the play. Nicely done. 1-2-3 second inning. 1.5 done, no score.
Happy Labor Day and welcome back. The new Scion TC with today's poll question. Which sporting event should be a national holiday? Sox 1, the first day of March Madness. Sox 2, the Monday after the Super Bowl. Or Sox 3, opening day. Text your answer to 536-536. Message and data rates. Those may apply. Text help if you need it. Visit NESN.com/terms. For all that fun legal stuff, guys, I'm going Sox 2, Monday after the Super Bowl.
Yep, I agree with you there, Gary. I totally agree. Especially with as late as that game gets over now at night. James Loney leading it off, and a swing and a miss for a strike.
I disagree with both of you. I don't see where there's a holiday needed for any of them.
None of them, huh?
No. Why do you need Monday off after the Super Bowl? It gets over at 10 o'clock.
This one is fouled back to the screen, and it's 1-2.
Super Bowl starts at 6, right?
6:30, 6:40, I think, somewhere in there. But by the time you do the commercials and the halftime show, I think you're pushing more like 11 o'clock at night than 10. Off the plate, chop foul outside of first.
Certainly not the first day of March Madness. I mean, you've only got another month of that.
Right.
Opening day, if you played all day games, I could see that. I just don't see Super Bowl.
Are you going to pick one, or?
Well, if I have to pick one, I would pick none of them. I don't think there should be a holiday after any of them. I'm forced to pick one, though, so I'm going to pick opening day if they're all-day games. Get people out there.
Your pick comes with conditions.
Yeah, my pick comes on opening day. That should be a holiday if I've got to pick one.
Yeah, it's got to be a day game.
I think it should be a holiday, but if you're going to pick one, pick it opening day, play all-day games, and make it a holiday.
1-2 pitch outside to Loney, and it's 2-2. .285, 7 homers, 62 runs batted in for the former Red Sox first baseman. Fly ball to center field. Mookie Betts took a step in, but plenty of time to recover as he handles the first out of the inning. Now, did you know Fenway Park hosts more than just Red Sox games, sporting events, and concerts? Fenway Park has a variety of unique spaces to host your next holiday party, meeting, or special family event. Visit redsox.com/events or call 617-226-6791 to book your Fenway Park event today. Well, David DeJesus activated today and in the lineup as the DH, the former Kansas City Royal. I think at 269, 5 homers and 17 runs batted in. That'll bounce in for ball one. Reinstated from the 15-day DL, missed 64 games with a left hand fracture that he sustained on a check swing June 18th against Baltimore. Been rehabbing. 23 at-bats in the minors between the Gulf Coast League Rays, Class A Charlotte.
And he was doing a lot of leadoff hitting here for the Rays prior to the injury.
Fouled back and out of play, 2-2. Well, fans, you can test your Red Sox IQ right now at the MLB Preplay mobile app. Download for free and start predicting every at-bat of every Red Sox game all season. Today, Preplay predicts Ruby De La Rosa will go 5 1/3 innings, allow 4 earned runs, 7 hits, 3 walks, and strike out 5. Another foul off to the left, out of play. Escobar waiting on deck. All of DeJesus' starts this year have been against right-handed pitching. He has only 7 at-bats total on the season against lefties. So in there today with the right-hander on the mound, and De La Rosa wanted that pitch. Looked like a strike. Down the line at first and foul. Towards the bullpen, but a foul ball. Three-two pitch. On the ground right side. Holt will play a tough hop there. Last skip at him, and he throws to first to get to Jesus. 2 down. Two away for Yunel Escobar. Shortstop for the Rays. Escobar, 249 season. 4 home runs and 31 runs driven in. 1 for 7 so far in the series. A tough year defensively for Escobar. He's made 15 errors this year, more than twice as many than he had last year. He had 7 all of last season. As Escobar takes the ball low for ball 1. Chopped softly left side. Middlebrooks cuts it off and throws out Escobar. A 1-2-3 second for De La Rosa. No score from St. Pete. St. Petersburg and Tropicana Field. No score as we head to the 3rd inning. Well, Middlebrooks leads it off. 194 for Middlebrooks, 2 homers and 16 runs batted in. And Xander Bogaerts and Christian Vasquez scheduled to bat in the inning. Drew Smiley has retired the first 6 Red Sox he's faced today. 3 by way of the K in the 1st inning. Bounce in for ball 2. First 5 starts with the Rays, compiling a 1.50 earned run average. 6 earned runs in 36 innings pitched so far for Tampa Bay. Falls behind Middlebrooks, 3-1. Xander Bogaerts waiting on deck. Middlebrooks lifts a fly ball down the right field line. Will Myers over towards the line, and he'll make the catch in foul ground for the first out of the 3rd inning. Attention Red Sox Nation, there's a reason why the Boston Red Sox and the rest of America run on Dunkin', because our coffee is consistently smooth and delicious. Dunkin' Donuts coffee started right in Boston and is the #1 coffee in New England. So you want the best coffee in town, there's only one choice, Dunkin' Donuts. The Boston Red Sox run on Dunkin'. One out here in the 3rd inning for Xander Bogaerts. .224, 8 homers, and 30 runs batted in for Bogaerts. Was gone 2 for 7 in the series. Just activated on Saturday from the 7-day concussion list. Still in his pajamas, I think, is Raymond today. Very sleepy.
Football pajamas.
2-1 pitch is in there for the high strike call.
It's kind of like the rest of the crowd here today. Very, very sleepy.
He's got his smiley face with him, though. Chop foul outside of 3rd.
They forget to put this game on the schedule or something?
Not many showed up today.
Wow. Smallest crowd of the series, I believe.
In there for strike 3. Bogaerts, the 4th strikeout victim for Drew Smyly, 2 down.
And Smyly so far showing excellent control early in this ball game as he goes down and away right there, nasty on the corner. To get Bogaerts for the 4th strikeout. 3 of the 4 strikeouts have been on his fastball.
And 2 down here in the 3rd inning brings up Christian Vazquez, batting out of the #9 spot. 218, no homers, 13 runs driven in for Vazquez. I think Raymond's out completely.
What did he do last night anyway?
He can never close his eyes, though, so you never really know if he's sleeping or not.
No. I don't see any medics heading down in that direction.
No one seems concerned at all.
No.
Swing and a miss for Vazquez, 1-2. He hasn't moved in a while either. In the dirt, 2-2. He's moving around now, Jerry. I can see him at the end of the dugout. He is okay. He's waiting for his smiley face. Drew Smyly can strike out another Red Sox batter. 2-2 pitch. We'll have to wait. Vazquez backs out. Top of the Red Sox order. The leadoff hitter Mookie Betts waiting on deck. Full count. Payoff pitch to Vasquez. Fouled back and below us. Vasquez 3 for 15 on the current road trip for the Red Sox. Third full count here for Drew Smyly of the day. He has not walked anybody and struck out 4. And he walks the number 9 man and Christian Vasquez, first base runner of the day for Boston. Smyly upset with himself. Red Sox have a base runner with 2 down. Don't miss the tradition honoring Tim Wakefield, Teddy Bruschi, Patrice Bergeron, and other legends of Boston sports. This annual fundraising gala returns to the TD Garden on September 17. Proceeds benefit the nonprofit Sports Museum. For tickets or to learn about sponsorship opportunities, visit sportsmuseum.org. 2 down. Vasquez gains his lead at first base. Here's Mookie Betts. Second time through now for Drew Smyly in the Red Sox order. That struck out swinging in the first inning, 0 for 1. And an 8-pitch at bat first time around.
Again, you got to watch that move at first base. 7 pickoffs on the season for Smyly. Vasquez not a base stealer, so he shouldn't be getting that big a lead.
Line to left center field, and this is going to get down into the alley. Vasquez racing around the bases. He'll be waved around by Brian Butterfield, and he'll score. No throw. Red Sox take a 1-0 lead. All starts with a 2-out walk to the number 9 man in Vasquez, and Mookie Betts with a gapper RBI double has the Red Sox on top.
I'll tell you, the ball just jumps off the bat of Mookie Betts. You know, we've seen this over and over again. Very quick hands. When he hits the ball on a line, it's a shot. This ball in left center field runs all the way to the wall, and Vasquez scores from first base to give the Red Sox the lead. But Mookie Betts very, very impressive on this road trip.
He is really starting to settle in. More playing time he gets. Of course, started the year AA Portland and AAA Pawtucket, and now getting it done here in the majors. So 1-0 Boston lead. Brock Holt the batter. Holt sliding into the 2 spot in the Red Sox order. And taking strike 1. Struck out looking in the first inning. Strike 2. Holt didn't like it. Appeared to be outside the zone. 0-2.
Brock Holt struck out the first time, and the last thing he wants to do is fall behind. No balls and 2 strikes to a lefty.
Fly ball out to left field. Joyce was playing shallow, but he gets back with plenty of room to spare and puts it away to end the inning. Red Sox grab the game's first run, take a 1-0 lead. Game we've done here from the Trop this year, so we've not been to the press box yet as part of my view, Jerry. So today, this is the view that the writers have. Probably one of the better views in the league as far as close to the proximity to the plate. There's a pretty large press area there.
Yeah, they do have a nice section for the press here, right behind home plate and very low, very close to the action.
Ryan Hannigan leading it off, and a liner just up over the outstretched glove. And Brock Holt leaping into the air. And Hannigan has a leadoff single, second hit of the day for Tampa Bay.
Hannigan jumping on that first pitch, a fastball from De La Rosa, hands inside the baseball, line drive up over the head of Holt. Leadoff man on here in the third inning.
First time the Rays today have had the leadoff runner on. Here is Kevin Kiermaier, the number 9 man and center fielder. Let's take a look at our Chevy key player, Kevin Kiermaier, sitting at .348, 8 for 23. The double home run, 3 runs scored, and 3 RBIs this year in the season series against the Red Sox. Swing and a miss as Kiermaier down 0-2.
Now that's the advantage De La Rosa has. He can throw that changeup at any time.
Kiermaier 3 for 10 so far in the series. Popped up foul. That'll get out of play off to the left. Kiermaier bats now. Leadoff hitter Ben Zobrist waiting on deck. Swing and a miss. Kiermaier strikes out. There's the second strikeout for De La Rosa. Fastball at 95.
Yeah, almost like Kiermaier was expecting something else because this was a very defensive swing. This ball by him when he tries to make contact. Trying to just foul it off.
One on, one out. Ben Zobrist gets his second look at De La Rosa today. Lined out to the center fielder Mookie Betts in the first inning. Hannigan held on at first base by Alan Craig. And a swing and a miss. Zobrist looking bad on the 88-mile-an-hour changeup. Has him down 0-1. A broken bat grounder down the third baseline. Middlebrooks is not going to have a play anywhere. Infield hit for Zobrist. Hannigan reaches second. 2 on, 1 away.
Now that was similar to Kiermaier's swing, except this time Zobrist makes contact. And he puts it perfectly down that third base line. There's absolutely nowhere for Middlebrooks to go on this. Can't go to second, can't go to first. Well, location of the pitch, and you see the contact right there. Oh, very similar to the swing and miss from Kiermaier, the batter before him.
First and second, 1 down. Will Myers coming up here. A single to left field, his first time up. Get your face out of the way. Ball 1.
That ball really not that far inside. I think it just fooled Myers. As you can see, it's high. There's no question about that.
Summer is winding down, but specially priced Red Sox tickets for students are still available for every game. Tickets start at just $9, so go to redsox.com/student to take advantage of this great offer today. First and second, one down. Myers with a count of 1-1. Struggling lately, 6 for his last 42 at 143. Coming off the DL, the right wrist fracture. Foul tip, 1-2.
Really no chance on that 96-mile-an-hour fastball either. That was up and in.
Just 2 for his last 21 with runners in scoring position. Hannigan at second, Zobrist at first, 1 out. To right, Nava on the move, but he's not going to get there. The one hop the wall in the right field corner. Hannigan will score. Then Zobrist to be stopped. It's an RBI double for Will Myers, and the game is tied at 1.
I don't quite understand that pitch. You know, they're going inside and having success against Myers, and then they go away with the fastball. I thought maybe they'd go with a breaking ball away or a changeup. Instead, they go with a fastball, and Myers shoots it right down that right field line. We talked the other day about putting him in the 2 spot, maybe getting more fastballs. Well, he certainly did in that at bat, and ends up with a double.
Joyce standing in, taking a pitch outside for ball 1. Struck out swinging in the first inning, 1 of 2 Ks for De La Rosa. Sprays it foul off to the left, and it's 1-1. Hits in his last 12 at bats with runners in scoring position. Chance to put the Rays on top here in the 3rd inning. Already tied it up. Zobrist at third, Myers at second with 1 out in the inning. Check swing chopper towards third that is going to be a foul ball. Middlebrooks throw across, but a foul ball. Zobrist at third, Myers at second, 1 out in the inning, a run in. Long pause for De La Rosa. Now the 1-2 pitch. And a swing and a miss. Able to strike out Joyce. 3rd strikeout for De La Rosa, 2nd of the inning.
And second time he has got Joyce, and the second time in this game he's got him on a changeup. You don't fool Joyce 2 at bats in a row with the same pitch, but De La Rosa did that time.
Two down for Evan Longoria. Longoria flying out to center field in the first inning, 0 for 1. Leader on the team in RBIs with 76, looking for more here in a tie game. They'll take ball 1. Longoria called a strike anyway, but almost went around. 1-1. 3-5 with men in scoring position. That's here with 2 outs. Zobrist at third, Myers at second. Outside for ball 2. Swing and a miss, goes lunging.
Now following fastballs away with a changeup away, but the changeup is 89 miles an hour. No contact by Longoria.
James Loney waiting on deck. There are 2 outs here in the 3rd inning. Chop foul to the end of the Red Sox dugout. Now tune in tonight at 10 p.m. to NESN Sports Today, presented by People's United Bank. Adam and Sarah will have Patriots Dolphins preview. Highlights of the final round of the Deutsche Bank Classic. See what know-how can do. David Ortiz off to begin the ball game today. Jamal Weeks joining the team yesterday. 2-2 pitch. Longoria back up the middle into center field. Zobrist scores. Here comes Myers. The throw is going to be cut off. And the Rays have scored 3 times here in the bottom of the 3rd inning to take a 3-1 lead.
Back to the fastball away that time, and Longoria is ready for it. Shoots it right back up the middle. Right past the glove of De La Rosa. The dive at second base by Brock Holt. He can't knock it down, and a 3-1 ball game. Longoria picks up his 77th and 78th RBI of the season.
He's at first with 2 down. James Loney, the batter. Loney will take strike 1. Flied out to the center fielder Mookie Betts in the 2nd inning, 0 for 1. Fouls it off himself painfully, and it's 0-2.
It's one of the few breaking balls that De La Rosa has thrown in this game. It's basically been fastball changeup.
To left field. Yoenis Cespedes back a step or 2, hauls it in to end the inning, but the damage done. Rays scored 3 runs, take a 3-1 lead. They've been named the #1 SBA lender in Massachusetts 5 years in a row. Eastern Bank, here, your first. Well, the Rays scoring 3 times in the bottom of the 3rd inning to take a 3-1 lead. And it's Cespedes leading it off here in the 4th. Drew Smiley with the lead for the first time in the game, after he gave up a run in the top half of the 3rd inning. RBI doubled by Mookie Betts. Cespedes struck out swinging in the 1st inning. One of 4 strikeouts so far today for Drew Smiley. Bounce in, ball 2. Coming over from Detroit in the 3-team deal. The trade deadline, Drew Smiley. Fouled back to the backstop by Cespedes. He's also got Nick Franklin, infielder from the Mariners. David Price going to Detroit. As we showed you off the top, numbers for Smiley have been better than the numbers for David Price. Smiley 2-0 in his career against Boston. And he strikes out Cespedes for the 2nd time today. 5 strikeouts now for Smiley.
Off-speed pitch here by Smiley to pick up the strikeout. Looks like it might have been a slider down and in that time to get Cespedes.
One out in the inning. Mike Napoli, the batter. He's grounded out to 3rd base in his only plate appearance so far today. A shift on the left side against Napoli, who's now 2 for 23 on the trip. And he takes strike 1. Swing and a miss, and it's 0-2.
Big slow curveball from Smiley had to Napoli way out in front. Napoli still does not have a hit against Smiley. He's 0 for 8 in his career against him. Tries to double up on the curveball, missing that time, and Napoli not chasing.
Alan Craig waiting on deck. 1 out here in the top half of the 4th inning. Two and two. Time of the trade, 9 and 10, 3.31 earned run average. Here's 2-2 pitch. In the air to left field. Matt Joyce going back towards the track, and that ball is gone. Home run for Mike Napoli. A solo shot, his 17th of the year, and gets the Red Sox back within a run. It's 3-2.
Well, Napoli, who, as we mentioned, did not have a hit off Smiley, changes that with 1 swing of the bat. Off-speed pitch outside and hooked by Napoli into the stands in left field. 17 now on the season for Napoli, 51st RBI.
Now Alan Craig, the batter. Alltown, New England's premier convenience retailer, is committed to supporting the communities they serve. For every home run the Red Sox hit the rest of the season, Alltown will donate $500 to the Cystic Fibrosis Multiple Sclerosis Foundation. Visit cfmsfund.org for more information. One out, Alan Craig will take the pitch up high. And the count evens at 1-1 to the Red Sox first baseman. Popped up. And to right field, Will Myers makes his way in. He'll make the catch for the second out here of the fourth inning. Ace Ticket, the official Red Sox ticket partner, has the best seats at the lowest prices to all the games at Fenway, all with a 200% guarantee. Right now, Ace Ticket has special savings on all Red Sox games. Treat yourself or someone special. Visit Ace Ticket or call 1-800-MY-SEATS. Mike Napoli's home run has brought the Red Sox within a run. It's now 3-2 Tampa Bay, and the 2 outs and the base is empty. Here's Daniel Nava. Nava takes strike one. Grounded out to Ben Zobrist at second base in the second inning. In the air to right center. Kiermaier, the center fielder, makes the catch. It ends the top of the fourth inning. Home run for Mike Napoli. 3-2 Tampa Bay. As we play along to the bottom of the fourth inning, Rays coming to bat here. David DeJesus, Yunel Escobar, and Ryan Hannigan scheduled to face Ruby De La Rosa. First pitch, a strike to DeJesus. Grounded out to second base in the second inning. Strike call, 1-2. One-two foul back to the screen. Still 1-2.
Now he's featured all his pitches. DeJesus, the fastball, the breaking ball, and the changeup. DeJesus able to foul off that fastball after seeing 3 off-speed pitches before that.
Two balls, 2 strikes to DeJesus. Mookie Betts, center fielder, over towards left center. Gap out there in right center field for DeJesus. Escobar waiting on deck. Fouled off to the left, and it's still 2-2. Left hand fracture for DeJesus on the DL, a long time. On the DL, June 18th, activated today. Had only 5 career starts as a DH before this season, but has primarily been a DH for the Rays. Not just missed, another pitch De La Rosa wanted badly.
Yeah, and he should have got a changeup. It was high, but it was well within the strike zone. Watch pitch number 7.
DeJesus seeing 8 pitches in his first at bat. Here comes pitch 8 of his second at bat. And he'll take it for strike 3. 4th strikeout for De La Rosa. From technologies that make your life easier to people who care about your community, Eastern Bank is committed to putting you first. Learn all the ways Eastern puts you first at easternbank.com. Right inside the Ray tank. We'll skip away.
I was thinking last night, we had the night off, so sometimes you do a lot of thinking. And, I like coming down here. I enjoy the experience of coming to Florida to play baseball, but this place has got to go. They've got to build something new, some kind of outdoor stadium, maybe with a retractable roof or something, but because this is just a horrible ballpark. There's no question about it.
Yeah, there was an effort a few years ago. Now I guess it's been like 5 or 6 years ago to build something down by the water.
Exactly.
And that did not seem to take traction, and so here they are still inside the Trop.
Yeah. And it's, you get complaints all the time. And, the Tampa Bay Rays complain about it. Joe Maddon's complained about it for years.
You think that is what is affecting their attendance? Because for years, this has been a very good team now.
Yeah, I don't know. It'd be hard to tell. Would it be better attendance if it was in the Orlando area? You ask different people who live down here, and they say no because there's just so much to do. And I don't know.
Let's talk about that as well. And just coming over the bridge to get here is an issue, apparently, from where it's located here in St. Petersburg, one of the issues. But it is amazing. We thought for years with all the bad teams that they had, but boy, if they got a good team in here, people would come out. And that's not been the case. They've been very good for a while now.
Yeah, they have been, and it just hasn't really happened with the exception of the playoffs, of course. But, even leading up to the playoffs, attendance was not that great.
Really turned it all around here in Tampa Bay in 2008 under Joe Maddon. That was the year they went to the World Series against the Phillies and lost. So third, Middlebrooks throws to first, 2 down.
And the ballpark itself is really bad. I mean, it's just a bad ballpark. A terrible roof, all kind of junk up there that has an effect on the game at times, and the lighting's not good. It's just not a good place to play baseball, and it's a shame because it's a great destination.
Definitely need the retractable roof though, with the rain that happens here every day.
Yeah, you
during
should
the summer.
And the heat. And every day we've been here, it's been 93, 94, humid.
Ryan Hannigan taking strike 1. The building a brand new ballpark does not mean that people are going to come out beyond the first year, as Miami has proven with the Marlins' new ballpark. We saw.
Yeah, it's true, Don. Everybody thought once they built a new ballpark down there that they would really start to draw, but that hasn't happened.
Weird part is spring training is very highly attended across Florida during the spring.
Well, that's because people come down from the north. You know, it's you get a lot of groups that come down from Minnesota and the upper Midwest. Of course, New England was always loaded with fans coming down to watch the Red Sox. No matter where we go, in spring training, we draw big crowds. The Yankees, New Yorkers come down, and so it's a little bit different atmosphere.
Rays averaging 18,000 here a game, lowest in the majors. Cleveland Indians, the only other team under 20,000 on average per game. Hannigan fouls it off. Hannigan with a single in the third inning, got it all started. Rays scored 3 times in that inning, and Hannigan scored the first run. It's jammed and pops it up, sending Alan Craig into foul ground. Takes care of out number 3 and the 4th inning. 3-2 Rays at the end of 4. Photo of the game. Tweet your photo to hashtag NESSONFanPhoto for a chance to be shown in our broadcast, brought to you by AT&T. Today's fan photo is from Maureen C., who enjoyed a recent Red Sox game at Fenway with her friends. Well, Raymond has been walking around in his pajamas all day, and I think there's got to be some sort of pajama day going on here. Not well attended, but it is going on here.
Maybe they gave away 5,000 pair of free pajamas on the way in today. I don't know. I was thinking because it's Labor Day, you're not supposed to be working. You're just supposed to be in your pajamas all day.
You can go to a baseball game, though. Will Middlebrooks leading it off. Xander Bogaerts and Christian Vasquez here in the 5th. Will fouled out down the right field line to Will Myers. And a swing and a miss. A pitch in the dirt. Middlebrooks strikes out. 6 Ks now for Smiley. Let's take a look at today's list, brought to you by Benjamin Moore. Notable pitchers traded by the Tampa Bay Rays. David Price this year, of course, going to the Tigers. James Shields back in 2012 to the Royals. Matt Garza to the Cubs. Scott Kazmir went to the Angels in the Sean Rodriguez deal. Back in 2009, Edwin Jackson to the Tigers. Matt Joyce coming back in that deal for the Rays in 2008. You have a comment about today's list. Tweet us at hashtag NESSENList. One down for Xander Bogaerts. Struck out looking in the third inning. Christian Vasquez on deck, one out here in the fifth. This is on a line down the left field line towards the corner, and it's going to be a fair ball. Joyce cuts it off. Bogaerts heading for second base. He'll get there standing. A one-out double right down the line and left.
Bogaerts did a nice job staying back on the curveball this time from Smiley. Right down that left field line, stays in the ballpark as it's chased down by Matt Joyce, but Xander has the two-base hit. The Red Sox get the potential tying run in scoring position with one out in the inning.
There's Christian Vasquez. Walked and scored in the third inning. Taking off for third is Bogaerts. The throw to third is going to be in time. Longoria went to grab that ball because the throw was offline, and he tagged him on the way by.
Well, I guess my question would be why. I mean, you're already in scoring position at second base. You've got to make sure you've got a lead that, you're going to be able to almost stand up at third base. And Bogaerts, the potential tying run, gets thrown out at third base.
Especially with only one out in the inning. A couple of cracks at trying to get him in, but doesn't work out. Now nobody's on. Two out of five in stolen base attempts for Bogaerts. As a fly ball to right field has Will Myers camped underneath. Out number three. Ends the top of the fifth, halfway through. Rays have a 3-2 lead.
Weird sight to see Dustin Pedroia on the bench again for the second straight day. John Farrell was saying still kind of dealing with those concussion-like symptoms. Likely won't have to put him, though, on any sort of 7-day concussion-disabled list. And it's actually a good thing that Carlos Rivera was still kept up here, saying that he could potentially get some time, and also the newly acquired Jamiel Weeks might get some time there at second base. Of course, Brock Holt there right now did leave some optimism for Pedroia, who, of course, wants to get back to the field as soon as possible. Said potentially Pedroia can return sometime in that New York series. Can't guarantee that, but that's kind of what they have penciled in for now as far as a Pedroia return.
Yeah, no need for the 7-day DL with the rosters expanding today on September the 1st. Still having to clear the Major League Baseball concussion checkpoints, really, and they continue to check on him. Kevin Kiermaier leading it off here. Pitch 75 for De La Rosa.
Gary, I'm looking down from way up here above the playing field, and I'm looking at your shoes. Do you have sneakers on today?
No, it's I don't know if you call them sneakers. I think they're dress casual.
Dress casual? Can I see those?
Possibly. I think you might. I don't know if
maybe put your leg up. There you go. Oh, that would be sneakers to me.
They're your standard Converse Chuck Taylors. They're dress casual?
No, they are not allowed on the plane.
Oh, here's the thing. I got a backup pair ready to go for the plane, so I will be allowed onto it. I know that's strict guidelines there, but I covered myself on this one.
Yeah, you've been in violation of that before, and usually, once is okay, but twice.
Listen, it was a one-time thing. I'm not going to let that happen again.
That was a two-time thing, if you count today.
Kiermaier with a base hit to get it started here in the bottom of the 5th inning. It's out of the reach of Brock Holt at second base. I don't know how he thinks that is business casual.
Business casual.
Here's Ben Zobrist with Kiermaier at first base. Zobrist lined out to center in the first, singled, and scored in the third. And he takes strike one.
Honestly, I didn't think anybody paid attention to shoes that guys wear. I really didn't. And Tito, when Tito was the manager here, we had an audio guy, Pete Brenya, that took a trip with us. And he had sneakers on. And Tito mentioned to somebody, look, this guy should not be wearing sneakers on the flight. This is big league baseball. He should be wearing shoes on the flight. So he had to go out and buy a pair of shoes for the rest of the trip.
I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Huh.
Yeah.
Tito's probably the last person that should be talking about fashion, though, as far as...
Yeah, but it has been kind of a rule throughout the years
Yes.
where, you kind of semi-dress up on the plane. You don't see many guys wearing sneakers. You don't see any guys wearing sneakers, really.
Until Gary arrived.
And Gary now twice has violated the rule. Well, hasn't violated the rule yet because he's got a backup pair, he says.
Do you believe him, that there's a backup pair?
I believe somebody...
it's my rookie season, guys, so actually Shane Victorino was the first one to call me out on it. I walked on the plane, and he said, listen, man, this is the big leagues, and I learned my lesson then. So, yeah, like I said, I got the backup pair. If I'm not able to get on the plane for whatever reason, guys, I'll let you know how the Toronto Tampa series. Yeah, long cab ride. Long cab ride. Otherwise, I'll just stay down here, Jerry, and I know what is your favorite ballpark. I'll just hang out for a little bit.
1-2 is sliced foul down towards the pen.
You got a sport coat, right? Gary?
I'll say that again?
You have a sport coat, right?
I do have a sport coat. It's actually right here on the jacket.
Okay.
Keep it nice, protected, unwrinkled. I'm going to be looking good on the flight, hopefully. The flight that hopefully I can
I can't wait to see the shoes.
They're nice.
I know where they're coming from.
They're a nice little surprise.
Fouled off down by the shoe tops. Kiermaier the leadoff single. Zobrist in battle here, down 1-2. Mookie Betts over towards left center. Some room out in right center for Zobrist. Swings at the 1-2, possible double play ball. Holt to second for one, to first, and it's not in time. Zobrist able to beat it out on the back end, but Kiermaier retired at second base.
I think one thing that Bogarts will learn as time goes on is you can come firing across that bag. And, you know, instead of taking the ball, as you'll see here, and then stepping off to his left, he could take that ball on a charge right directly across the bag and jump over the runner, and the ball would get there quicker. And that probably would have been a double play. That's just all a learning process, and it all comes in time.
One out Zobrist at first base. Will Myers has had a good day already today. A single to left field in the first inning, and then an RBI double in the third. Ruby De La Rosa's pitching line brought to you by Ace Tickets. 4 1/3, 6 hits, 3 runs. Hasn't walked anybody and struck out 4. On 84 pitches so far today. All 3 of the Rays runs coming in the third inning. Myers will take a strike. On the ground left side, Bogarts going to second base, and no play at first. They get the lead runner in Zobrist on the 6-4 force out, 2 down.
Yeah, just too far to go to his right for Xander Bogaerts to be able to turn over any double play there for Brock Holt. Get the force play at second base, and hold on to the baseball. Don't throw it away. And run it right on top of him, too, Zobrist.
2 down, Myers at first, and Matt Joyce coming up. 0 for 2 was struck out twice, both times swinging against De La Rosa. Red Sox in a shift on the right side. They bring their third baseman, Will Middlebrooks, over to the right side, with Holt in short right field. Joyce will ground it foul. Tomorrow on the Red Sox Report recap, a busy month of August from Fenway Park, including the team's 2014 Hall of Fame induction ceremony and the 13th annual Jimmy Fund Radio Telethon. Catch all that and more on the Red Sox Report tomorrow at 5. In the dirt, and Vasquez bluffing as if he was going to fire down to first base.
Vasquez here going to the backhand, scooping it like a first baseman and thinking about a throw down to first.
Joyce down 1-2. Pitch 90 of the outing for De La Rosa. And a fly ball down the left field line. Long run for Cespedes into foul ground. He'll get there. Almost overran it. Went a long distance, but makes the catch. Through 5, 3-2 Tampa Bay. Martial Arts Organization this Friday at Foxwoods Resort Casino. For tickets, visit foxwoods.com. Drew Smyly back on the mound with a 1-run lead. Tampa Bay on top 3-2. The top of the Red Sox order, Mookie Betts. Brock Holt and Yoenis Cespedes scheduled to bat here in the 6th inning. Mookie Betts so far a strikeout victim in the 1st inning. Double and an RBI in the 3rd inning. Brock Holt waiting on deck, 0 for 2 so far today against Smyly. Strike called, 2-1. In there for strike 2. The pitching line for Drew Smyly is brought to you by your Eastern Lexus dealers. 5+ innings, 3 hits, 2 runs. Whole 3rd, he's walked a batter, struck out 6. Pitch 83 coming up here. And it's fouled back to the screen. We all know a happy staff equals a productive staff. There's no better way to show your employees a good time than treating them to a night at Fenway Park. Go to redsox.com/groups to book your company outing now. First action of the day in the Boston pen. Tommy Lane, the left-hander, up. Popped up, foul ground. Loney will give chase over by the seats and make the play. Nice play. James Loney, knowing his own ballpark here and making the grab.
Yeah, realizing there's not much room because of the way the stands jet out. And takes a peek to see how much room he does have and makes the catch with a couple of feet to go before he gets to the stands. Let me ask you, Don, if you were a manager of a ball club,
yep,
would you have a dress code?
Yes, absolutely.
You would?
I would make it suit and tie.
For what?
For travel. Travel days. Suit and tie. I just think that you should. I remember my days in hockey in the AHL, you had to do that. Mm-hmm. And I think it looks good when a team comes in dressed well. I mean, you are representing the organization, representing Major League Baseball. Just my opinion. What would you do?
I wouldn't have one.
No suits, jeans, and
no T-shirts. I mean, okay. But jeans would be fine. Because you think about how we travel, nobody sees you.
That's true. You don't really see anybody.
No, you don't see anybody. So
I didn't think of that. We just see each other.
It used to be more in the old days when you travel more commercial, and
right.
stuff like that. You would be seen by more people, obviously, as a unit.
Which you did because you guys didn't have charters, right?
No, only when we absolutely needed them. Mm-hmm. Had to have one, and that was a little bit different. You know, nowadays, I mean, what do you say?
You don't see anybody really.
Nobody.
Yeah. Well,
so I wouldn't want just T-shirt and stuff like that. I mean, you got.
But you would have a no coat at least policy.
No, I don't need it. Don't need a coat.
Yeah, interesting.
Just an idea.
Yeah.
Different managers have different ways of enforcing it.
Terry Francona used to say, "Don't look worse dressed than I am."
Yeah,
and that was really hard to do.
Yeah.
3-2 pitch is fouled off to the left out of play. I am thinking about managing those soon. You mentioned that. I'm glad you brought that up.
Well, you've given up playing?
Yes, my career is over. I'm now beyond the years of going to winter ball and making the comeback. Yeah.
Now you're thinking of moving into the dugout.
Now I'm thinking about managing. Yep. Houston is now available, too, from what we understand.
Yes, Bo Porter at the with the word today.
Brock Holt down to first base. Second walk allowed by Smiley. He comes here with 1 out in the 6th inning.
I have connections in Houston.
Really?
If you're interested, you may need a little experience, but I do have a few connections in the Houston organization.
If I'm going to manage, I kind of want to roll in with a team that is, right on the cusp of doing something.
Winning right away.
Yeah, I want to win soon. As Jim Hickey heads out there, because sometimes if you take a job, the team's not good for a couple of years and then you get fired, you don't
never
get another job.
one.
Right.
You never get another
Exactly.
job. But the opportunities, there are not that many. So
that's true.
You get an opportunity to manage. You've been wanting to manage your whole career, your whole life, and you finally get a chance, even with a bad ball club. You can't pass that up, really.
Right.
You got to take that chance.
How bad would you rip me on a nightly basis if you happen to be the broadcaster of the team? Absolutely crush me for my decisions.
I would be fair. I would be as fair as I possibly could be.
Yeah.
I mean, I imagine you'd be a learning process at the beginning.
So. Yeah, sure.
And there's only so much covering up you can do before the people start to say,
I got exposed.
When's he going to rip?
I have to get a very experienced bench coach. That would be the thing. I'd have to have a guy who's been a manager. I'd probably go to Joe Torre and say, "Would you be my bench coach?"
I'm sure Joe would jump at the opportunity.
Absolutely. Hall of Fame manager. I'm sure he'd love to be my bench coach.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah.
I'm going to mention that to Joe next time we see him.
Well, you might see him in New York.
Yeah, we could.
You get Bobby Cox, he's in the Hall of Fame. You get Tony La Russa, he's in the Hall of Fame. I'm sure they'd all be anxious to jump in the dugout and be your assistant. Make out the lineup card every day.
Yeah, I wouldn't do any of that stuff. I would need somebody else to handle all that stuff. Tell players when they're playing, when they're not playing, when they've been cut. I'm not doing that either. I don't like confrontation. So
you're going to have your general manager come down and do it all the time?
Somebody else that's on the staff. We'll make it the first base coach's job. You have to tell players when they're released or they're sent down.
Yeah.
That seems right.
That should come from the manager. And
it should, but it won't in my administration.
Well, just get a big coach and have him come in with you every time that you have to notify somebody of some bad news.
Yep. I think Jim Rice is going to be on my staff, so that may be a job for Jim.
I'm not sure Jim would take the job. I don't see Jim wanting to be a bench coach.
No, and I was thinking more a hitting coach for Jim.
But he's already done that. I think
but he can do it again.
Been there, done that. He's moved on to Nesson.
1-1 pitch is high for ball 2.
I don't know why you would want to manage, to be honest with you. You got to worry about all these guys every day, and winning and losing.
And winning.
You got to win.
Yeah.
You got to win, or you're going to lose your job.
Right.
And then you got players. You're going to have some players, certain groups players that don't care if you win or lose.
Right.
And you're going to have to deal with people like that.
You're relying on them to win.
Exactly.
Cespedes batting with Holt at first base, 1 out. Fouled off to the right, out of play.
I could see you in your first challenge walking out there to the umpire and spinning around, looking in the dugout, waiting for the word, you know. And Joe Torre tells you, challenge it.
Yeah, we're going to challenge.
Yeah.
And you stink, by the way. Back in the dugout. I can't wait. Two pitch to Cespedes. Swing and a miss. Elevated. 90-mile-an-hour fastball to get Cespedes, who strikes out for the 3rd time today. Here comes Joe Madden.
Elevating the fastball this time to pick up the strikeout. Again, it's not overpowering, but when he mixes it in with all his other pitches, it becomes a very big pitch for him.
Pitching change from St. Pete as Smiley leaves with a lead. Tampa Bay on top 3-2. Mason's wide selection of Green Mountain Coffee K-Cup packs will keep you running and guarantees to satisfy any fan base. Order by 11:30 a.m. and get free same-day delivery. Who but W.B. Mason? Well done is Drew Smiley as he can just look on now with a 3-2 lead, departing here with 2 outs in the 6th inning and responsible for the runner at first base. Call to the bullpen is brought to you by your local New England Ford dealers. Right-hander been warming up in the bullpen. Brad Boxberger now into the game. His 55th appearance, 3-1 with a 2.05 earned run average, 89 strikeouts to 17 walks, and batters hitting at just 161 against Boxberger. And a first pitch strike to Mike Napoli. Napoli has grounded out to third base and hit a solo home run. Shift on the left side here for the Rays in the infield on Napoli. Toss to first and Holt back to the bag. Napoli down 0-2. Home run for Napoli in the 4th inning. A solo shot, his 17th home run of the year. 51st RBI. It's the Red Sox within a run where they are right now, trailing 3-2. Ball and 2 strikes now. We saw Tommy Lane up earlier. He's now been joined by Shinichi Tozawa in the pen. 90 pitches through the first 5 innings for Ruby De La Rosa. Two and two. Napoli strikes out. Fastball elevated 94 miles an hour. Rays still with a 3-2 lead. Summer Face-Off Live as they continue to break down the Atlantic Division with the Detroit Red Wings. Check out Bruins in-depth on defense and hear what the fans have to say about Bruin fan analyst. Catch all that and more Wednesday at 5 on Bruins Summer Face-Off Live. 3-2 Tampa Bay on top of the Red Sox. Ruby De La Rosa back on the mound. It was pitched 91 for De La Rosa. And as he begins the inning, the double-barreled action continues in the Red Sox pen. Evan Longoria leading it off. And takes the 1-0 for ball 2. Longoria has fly to center, single to drive in 2 runs. Zobrist and Myers back in the 3rd inning. Now a drive, foul, well out ahead. Ooh. Diving bid.
Ooh, wow. I missed that the first time.
To third and picked in the air by Will Middlebrooks on the backhand for the first out of the inning. Third baseman there.
Line shot, Middlebrooks down in that crouch position. Step or so to his right. Didn't need a crossover step that time. And John Farrell out of the dugout.
That's the day for Ruby De La Rosa. He departs trailing by a run. In the 3rd innings, ends up giving up 3 runs. He departs on the hook here. James Loney with 1 out in the inning. Tommy Lane is going to have this one go by him, but Bogaerts gets up quickly and throws to first and still gets Loney, who does not run well. Xander Bogaerts popped up, looked like he wasn't going to throw, then he does, and he gets him still.
Yeah, beautiful play by Bogaerts. First of all, the range to get to this ball going to his left, and then very quickly getting up to his feet to make the throw. I was wondering if the throw was going to have enough on it, but it did, as they got Loney at first base. So a brilliant play there by Bogaerts.
So 2 down.
That's the side that they feel, the Red Sox feel he's made most progress with, going to his left. He was having some problems with that early in the season when he was first at shortstop. but then starting to improve on that, and it's getting better and better and better.
2 down here in the 6th inning. David DeJesus will take ball 1. Tommy Lane into the game here. 17th appearance, 1-1 with a 0.77 earned run average, 9 Ks, 5 walks, and opponents hitting at 175 against the lefty. Second appearance of the series for Tommy Lane. He threw a scoreless inning Saturday night here, allowing just a 1-hit battery hit to Ryan Hannigan. 13 of 16 appearances for Boston this year have been scoreless. Swing and a miss, 1-2.
Slider again from Tommy Lane to get ahead, 1 ball and 2 strikes. That's a pretty nasty pitch for a left-hander to try to hit.
Lefty's only hitting 154 against Lane. It's just the 8th at bat all year that DeJesus has faced a lefty. Ground ball chopped to second base. Holt to first for the out. That ends the inning. We're through 6 from St. Pete. It's 3-2 Tampa Bay. Avery weatherproof labels from WB Mason are built to withstand the extreme elements. Avoid Mother Nature's smudges and smears and trust only Avery labels with your most essential shipments. From Huba, WB Mason. 7th inning as Brad Boxberger back on the mound again. Got the final out of the 6th inning. Struck out Mike Napoli to end the inning. Now Alan Craig leads it off here for Boston in the 7th inning. Boxberger with 23 strikeouts in 14 1/3 innings pitched in August. Second most among major league relievers, only behind Dylan Betances of the Yankees, who in 16 1/3 has 25 Ks, or had 25 Ks in the month of August. Today being September the 1st. He's averaging 14 strikeouts per 9 innings. Foul off to the right, out of play. Stay tuned today following WB Mason Extra Innings Live for Red Sox Final presented by Esurance. Send your questions to TC at hashtag Sox Final, and maybe yours will be answered on Red Sox Final presented by Esurance. Swing and a miss, 2-2. Drew Smyly today, the starter for the Rays, went 5 2/3, 3 hits, 2 runs. He walked 2, struck out 7, threw 96 pitches. Pitcher of record right now for Tampa Bay. Full count. Nava on deck. Then we'll see Middlebrooks here in the 7th inning. Craig will take ball 4 and head down to first base. Leadoff walk for Alan Craig. Now the Red Sox salute H.B. Hood for their contributions to the Red Sox Foundation and one of their prime beneficiaries, the Jimmy Fund. No cause is more important to the Red Sox than fighting childhood cancer. We thank the good people at Hood for giving generously. Leadoff walk for Alan Craig, and it brings up Daniel Nava. Nava 0 for 2. He's grounded out to second base and flied out to center. Two and 0.
Excuse me, Boxberger trying to mix up his fastball changeup and having a little trouble getting over the plate the last few pitches. Butterfield throwing down the signs at third base to Nava, and also Craig at first base.
Swing and a miss. Fastball by him. Another strike this time. He takes it, and it's 2-2.
And back-to-back fastballs to even the count at 2-2.
Loney holding on. Alan Craig at first base. Tying run at first for Boston here as they bat in the 7th inning. Nava fouls it back and out of play. Will Middlebrooks waiting on deck. Nava strikes out, chases that fastball that was up and away. Second strikeout for Boxberger.
And you know, it only reads 93, but it just explodes on hitters. And when I say only 93, I mean that's a good fastball, don't get me wrong, but it seems much quicker than that.
Nika Insurance, great service, great coverage, and a great price for auto, home, or life insurance. Jim Hickey's going to get somebody up in the pen right now. One out here in the 7th inning. Runner at first, Will Middlebrooks. He is fouled out down the right field line and struck out swinging. That's a fly ball to shallow center. Kevin Kiermaier coming in. 2 down in the inning. It's time for a Toyota game break. And Tom Karen, TC.
Shortstop, number 2, Xander
Oh, no. Really, Jimmy? Come on.
I told you.
I don't know what he doesn't find appealing about my coaching staff. Eh? That is bad news. Jim was going to be one of the cornerstones of my staff.
No, you were looking for an enforcer, what you were looking for.
Yeah, I want Jim in the room when we release some guys.
Well, you got the news right away, so you're out of coach.
I didn't even have to make the phone call. Tom Karen told me. How about that? Jeff Beliveau is up in the pen. Red Sox with action in the pen. Junichi Tozawa was up earlier when Tommy Lane was up. Lane coming into the game, getting the final 2 outs of the 6th inning. Throw to first, and Loney was not on the bag at the time. Had to kind of backpedal. Another strike, and it's 0-2. The 2 pitch. Slap foul off to the right, out of play. Don't miss Red Sox Game Day Live, presented by DCU Digital Federal Credit Union. Tomorrow at 6:30, TC and Eck will preview Joe Kelly's start. Looks for his first win with the Red Sox, despite allowing 2 earned runs or less in 4 of his 5 starts. DCU Digital Federal Credit Union. What can DCU save you? The 0-2 pitch, and Bogart strikes out to end the inning. 7th inning stretch. Boston Red Sox and the rest of America run on Dunkin' because their coffee is consistently smooth and delicious. Dunkin' Donuts coffee is the #1 coffee in New England. So when you want the best coffee in town, there's only one choice, Dunkin' Donuts. The Boston Red Sox run on Dunkin'. It's time now for the Xfinity Game Summary. Rudy De La Rosa, 5 1/3 today on the hook as he gives up 3 earned runs, while Drew Smyly goes 5 2/3, giving up 2 earned runs. Leaves with a chance to get another win in a Rays uniform. Came into the game at 3-1. Mike Napoli has his 17th home run of the year. Evan Longoria, a big 2-run single as part of that 3-run third inning for Tampa Bay. Third pitcher of the game for the Red Sox, Shinichi Tozawa, into his 64th game of the year, 3-3. With a 3.05 earned run average, 59 strikeouts, 17 walks, and opponents hitting at 259 against Tozawa. Entered in the 7th inning with the Sox ahead 2-1 with 2 on and nobody out Wednesday at Toronto, and gave up a 3-run home run, his 5th blown save of the season. He's now appeared in 16 of the last 2016 games. Pitch in the dirt. Now Escobar leading it off here for the Rays in the bottom of the 7th inning. Escobar has grounded out twice to the third baseman Will Middlebrooks. Tozawa taking over for Tommy Lane, who faced 2 batters in the 6th inning and retired them both, getting Loney to ground to short, De Jesus to ground out to second. So getting a couple of lefties to end the 6th inning. Fouled straight back, 2-1.
Tommy Lane's done a nice job since taking over for Andrew Miller. I know they're playing different roles. You know, Miller came in for an inning late in the game where Lane's more of a situational guy for a left-handed hitter, but he's done a nice job against the lefty since being with the Red Sox.
This one fouled off the home plate umpire, I think. 2-2. See if this got Jerry Lane or not.
I think it did. I think it went over Vasquez and right off the right shoulder.
Escobar to right center field. Nava, 1 down. Beth Israel Deaconess Medical Center, the official hospital of the Boston Red Sox, now offers walk-in urgent care in Chestnut Hill. It's open 10 hours a day for minor emergencies. For more information, go to bidmc.org/Chestnut Hill. 1 down, 6 in a row retired by Red Sox pitching. Here's Ryan Hannigan. Singled in the 3rd inning, fouled out to first base in the 4th inning. Beliveau continuing to warm in the pen here for Tampa Bay. Rays have used Brad Boxberger in relief of Drew Smyly today. Boxberger going an inning into 3rd, striking out 3. And again fouls it off to the right, and it's 1-1. Outside for ball 2, 2-1. De La Rosa started the game today for Boston. 5 1/3, 6 hits, 3 runs. Didn't walk anybody, struck out 4. The center field, Mookie Betts, who is in right center, ducks back and pulls it in for out number 2. Don't miss Red Sox first pitch presented by Men's Warehouse, proudly introducing Joseph Aboud. TC and Eck will preview the 3-game series with the Yankees. That's tomorrow at 6 p.m. and it's on NESN. Tomorrow night will be Joe Kelly matched up against Shane Green. First game of the series with New York. 2 outs here in the 7th inning. Kevin Kiermaier has struck out and singled, 1 for 2. Fouled off to the left, out of play. And it's 0-2. Up high for a ball, 1-2. Zazawa's got an Escobar to fly to right, Hannigan to fly out to center. Now 1-2 to Kiermaier. On the ground, left side, Bogart's charging in. And a close play at first, but an out as Kiermaier's retired, and so are the Rays in the 7th. We head to the 8th, 3-2 Tampa Bay. basket is saved. CVS Pharmacy will make a donation to Boston Children's Hospital towards a $25,000 donation. Once again this season, CVS Pharmacy is the official pharmacy of the Boston Red Sox. Into the game is Jeff Beliveau here, third pitcher of the game for the Rays. 18th appearance, 1.59 earned run average, 19 strikeouts to 6 walks. And opponents hitting at .210 against the lefty. Takes over for Brad Boxberger. As Vazquez swings at the first pitch, pops it up shallow right. Out goes Zobrist, the second baseman, to make the catch for the first out of the 8th inning.
Now, Red Sox right now at this point of the game, only 3 hits to go along with their 2 runs.
Boxberger did a good job in his inning in the third. Allowed no hits, no runs. He did walk a batter and struck out 3. So Rays pitching right now with 10 strikeouts in the game. Mookie Betts, with his 4th at bat of the day, has struck out, doubled, and fouled out to the first baseman. Betts will take strike 1. For Beliveau, 15 of his last 17 appearances have been scoreless. And a perfect 8th inning on Saturday against the Red Sox in relief. That'll bounce in, and it is 1-1. They announced an attendance today of 10,543.
And that is the lowest of the series.
Again, they've averaged 15,000, but today 10,543. Chop foul outside of third. Edward Mujica in the Boston pen. Rays pen busy also. There is Jake McGee, who's been closing games, and Steve Geltz. Sprayed foul off to the right, out of play. Elbow not overpowering, 90 miles an hour on the fastball. And Zobrist playing Mookie Betts up the middle. Second baseman around the bag at second. Line to left, and that's in for a base hit. Second hit of the game for Mookie Betts. He's on with 1 out here in the 8th.
Double a drive and a run back in the 3rd inning. That was on a fastball. This time it was a breaking ball, a curveball that he lines in left field for the base hit. Nice job keeping the hands back by Betts. So the Red Sox have some speed at first. 1-run ball game.
Brockhold, the batter, 0 for 2 today. He struck out looking, fly to left, and last time up walked in the 6th inning. Rays infield a double play depth. As Holt takes strike 1. Holt thought about it, but lays off, and it's a ball and a strike now to Brock Holt. Yoenis Cespedes on deck. Red Sox batting here in the top half of the 8th inning, trailing by a run. Fouled off to the left and out of play. Rays fans trying to drown out the Red Sox fans here in St. Pete. This one grounded back to the mound. Beliveau looked at second, but goes to first for the out that he was sure of. And into scoring position goes Betts now, 2 down in the inning.
For a second, I thought Beliveau was going to throw that to second base, and that would have been a big mistake right there. He gets the out at first base, but the Red Sox get the potential tying run in scoring position, and Joe Madden going to the bullpen.
So that is the day for Beliveau. It's 3-2 Tampa Bay on top. Pitching change from the Trop. % guarantee. Right now, Ace Ticket has special savings on all Red Sox games. Treat yourself or someone special. Visit Ace Ticket or call 1-800-MySeats. Leaving the game is Beliveau. Just called up today, Steve Geltz, as the roster expands. This season in 29 games at AAA Durham, 3-3 with a 2.38 earned run average. 60 strikeouts, 17 walks, and opponents hitting at 184 against Geltz. His only previous Major League experience, spent 7 days in the majors with the Angels in 2012. Made 2 relief appearances, and both were against the Rays as a member of the Angels, as he misses with ball 1. 25-year-old. He was acquired prior to the 2013 season. Last 2 years spent in AAA Durham. Faces Yoenis Cespedes with 2 down and Betts at second base. Almost hits Cespedes on the breaking ball, 2-0.
Starts the game with a slider, then goes to a changeup against Cespedes and almost just missed his left elbow.
Cespedes pops it up, foul off to the right, and that will get out of play. keeping score here in Tampa Bay. Well, actually, that's a really good job. 2-1 to Cespedes. Outside for ball 3.
And that appears to be his pitch, the slider. He's thrown it a couple of times. Cespedes has not thrown it for a strike yet.
Four for his last 5 with runners in scoring position. And the game tying run at second base and Mookie Betts. 2 down here in the 8th. And it's called a strike. Give him the benefit of the doubt there.
That slider again, but off the plate, but called a strike. Hannigan pulling him back.
Cespedes into left field for a base hit. Here comes Mookie Betts. Matt Joyce will not throw, and the game is tied. Red Sox tie it up 3-3. 2 outs in the 8th inning. Joe Madden makes the move, and Cespedes makes him pay for that decision.
Yeah, just one breaking ball after another, and finally Cespedes is able to sit on one and get that base hit to left field. Pretty apparent that his out pitch is his slider, and he used it a lot in that particular at bat. And Cespedes wins the battle.
Now Mike Napoli with Cespedes at first base. 2 down here in the 8th. Napoli will take ball 1. Swing and a miss. Napoli with a big cut as always. 1-1. Napoli with a home run back in the 4th inning. A solo shot and his 17th of the year. At the time brought the Red Sox back within a run. Now they've tied it up here in the 8th. Two and 1 to Napoli. One is charged to Beliveau. 1 2/3 inning, giving up a hit. And charged with the run. Drew Smiley no longer part of the decision. Had a chance to pick up his 4th win today. And he'll get a no decision. The Rays starter. 2-1. Swing and a miss. 2-2.
Jammed him inside with the fastball that time. Up and in. See if it goes back to the slider here. The pitch that Cespedes hit for the base hit.
Throw to first and back to the bag is Cespedes. Vasquez popped out to begin the inning. Betts with a single to left. Ground out by Holt. And the RBI single by Cespedes that has tied this game 3-3. Swing and a miss on the fastball at 94, and that was elevated. Red Sox tie it up 3-3. On Nesson is brought to you by the new Scion TC, Southwest Airlines, and by your local New England Nissan dealers. Back in St. Petersburg, Florida, where it's now a tie game thanks to an RBI single by Yoenis Cespedes. Game tied up 3-3. Steve Geltz giving up the run. The inherited runner scored. Ben Zobrist leading it off here for Tampa Bay in the bottom of the 8th inning. New pitcher for the Red Sox, Edward Mujica, into the game. Fourth arm used today by John Farrell. 55th appearance, 2-4 with a 4.29 earned run average. And the strike in there to even the count at 1-1. Junichi Tazawa had a 1-2-3 7th inning. Red Sox pitching is now retired 9 batters in a row. On the ground down the first base line, foul. Have a son or daughter who want to learn more about baseball or their favorite Red Sox players? Now you can. Check out NessonClubhouse.com. It has videos, games, and a whole lot more. It's fun, free, and easy to use. NessonClubhouse.com. Greg Breslow up in the Boston pen. Red Sox have now used Tommy Lane, Shinichi Tazawa, and Edward Mujica in relief of Ruby De La Rosa. No longer on the hook for this game as he went 5 1/3, giving up 3 runs. Zobrist fouls it off, stays alive.
That's a pretty good job by Zobrist right there, because that was a very good split-fingered fastball from Mujica. Down in the zone, and he just topped it.
Swing and a miss, and Zobrist strikes out for the first out of the 8th inning.
Another good splitter from Mujica. Very good. Bottom falling out of this pitch here, and no foul, no contact on that one. And Mujica, the last, I'd say 4 or 5 outings, has really had an excellent split-fingered fastball.
One out here in the 8th inning. Will Myers, the batter. He has singled, doubled, and reached on a fielder's choice. Mujica pitching here Friday night. Gave up a run on 2 hits in the 9th inning of Friday night's 8-4 win over Tampa Bay. He's given up 2 runs in his last 3 appearances. Fly ball foul off to the right. Myers down 0-2. Well, closer up, Jake McGee. He was up, but Joe Madden decided to go to Steve Geltz. Ball 2 strikes to Myers. Line into left center field. Myers will stop at first base with a 1-out single on his 3rd hit of the game.
And Myers, who really have been struggling coming in this game, 3 hits, a single, a double, a drive, and a run. Now a base hit in the bottom of the 8th inning. Gets the fastball from Mujica that time, and past the attempt by Xander Bogaerts.
Now Matt Joyce 0 for 3 in the game. Struck out in the 1st, struck out in the 3rd, fouled out to Cespedes down the left field line in the 5th inning. Shows bunt, pulls it back, and takes ball 1. Red Red Sox in the shift on the right side with Middlebrooks coming over. And they leave Bogarts on the left side, and he is tight to the grass. Ball high, 2-0. Fouled off to the left out of play, and it's 2-1. Red Sox have additional action beyond Breslow now in the pen. Burke Badenhoff is up as well. Rika, after striking out Zobrist, gives up a base hit to Will Myers. Joyce takes strike two, right in the corner.
Everything away from Joyce so far in this at bat. All 4 pitches.
Now Joyce chops one towards short. Bogart's got to wait on it. Goes to second for the force out there. So all they'll get is they get Myers at second base. 6-4 on the force out as Joyce reaches at first base.
Now Mahiga kept pounding him away with hard stuff and finally got that awkward swing to short with the ground ball. Very late swing there by Matt Joyce. Red Sox get the force play at second base.
Two down, Joyce at first, and Evan Longoria the batter. He is flied out to center field, singled to center, and lined out to third base. Single to center in the third, drove in 2 runs. 77th and 78th runs of the year. It's the last time and only time the Rays have scored. All coming in that third inning.
Red Sox playing very deep in the outfield, trying to prevent that ball that will go in a gap and allow that man to score from first base.
Takes the strike, 1-1. Snapped out of first, and back safely is Joyce.
Joyce not all that far off the bag, not a real big secondary lead.
Well, Longoria, a good pitch there, but he fouls it back, 2-2. Rolls it over, foul. We'll do it again, 2-2. James Loney on deck. Rays batting here in the bottom of the 8th inning in a tie game. Swing and a miss, and Longoria strikes out to end the 8th inning. 3-3 game as we head to the 9th. committed to supporting the communities they serve. For every home run the Red Sox hit the rest of the season, Alltown will donate $500 to the Cystic Fibrosis Multiple Sclerosis Foundation. Visit cfmsfund.org for more info. Ninth inning back in St. Pete. Game now tied 3-3 as the Red Sox get a run in the top half of the eighth. Now come to bat in the top half of the ninth against the Rays closer, Jake McGee. McGee has been 15 out of 16 in save opportunities, and this is not, but his 64th appearance overall, 4-1 with a 1.31 earned run average. First appearance of the series for McGee. Craig leads it off and sends one to right field, sending Myers over towards the line to make the catch for the first out of the ninth. One pitch, one out here in the ninth inning, and it brings up Daniel Nava. Nava 0 for 3. He's grounded out to second base, flied out to center. Last time up, struck out swinging. Strike one at the top of the zone at 95 miles an hour.
Big strikeout numbers for McGee on the season. As you see, Middlebrooks on deck.
Just away, apparently, and it's 1-1. McGee has pitched 71 consecutive homerless innings. Nava fouls it off, 1-2. Ihara has started to warm up now in the Boston pen. Nava protecting the plate, fouls it back. Still 1-2. Sprayed foul off to the right, out of play. Still 1-2. Well, don't miss WB Mason Extra Innings Live right after the game. The guys will break down Ruby De La Rosa's start with John Farrell's post-game comments. You can't go wrong when you buy right at WB Mason. Down here in the ninth inning, Daniel Nava waiting on a 1-2 pitch. Inside, 2-2. Left-handed hitter sitting at .231 against Jake McGee. Right-handers at .168. On the ground down the third baseline, a foul ball. climbing back in here with a count of 2-2. Chopped to third, fair this time, and Longoria's throw is in time. 2 down.
Yeah, basically McGee just challenging Red Sox hitters with his very good fastball, 96, 97 mile an hour fastball, and he's got a couple of outs with it.
2 down brings up Will Middlebrooks. 0 for 3 today. He's fouled out down the right field line. Struck out swinging in the 5th inning and then flied out to center in the 7th. Strike one. Fouled off to the right, 0-2. Xander Bogaerts waiting on deck. Middlebrooks batting here with 2 down in the top half of the 9th inning. Middlebrooks fouls it back.
And again, pounding away with that fastball. I don't think we've seen an off-speed pitch, whether it be a breaking ball or a changeup, yet from McGee.
No 2 pitch again. Middlebrooks pops it up. Shallow right field. Will Myers coming in. Puts it away. Red Sox down in order in the top of the 9th. Rays coming up in the bottom of the 9th. Red Sox 7-5 in the game. And a new pitcher on for the Red Sox. Their 5th of the day, Craig Breslow, to his 53rd game of the year, 2-4 with a 4.65 earned run average. 50 in the 3rd innings, 32 strikeouts and 28 walks, and opponents hitting at 287 against Breslow. takes over for Edward Mujica, who pitched the 8th inning. 1 hit, no runs, no walks, and 2 strikeouts. So now we've seen Lane, Tazawa, Mujica, and Breslow all in relief of De La Rosa.
And all have done a very good job in relief of De La Rosa.
James Loney leading it off here for the Rays in the 9th. Brandon Geyer has come out on deck to bat for David DeJesus. In there for strike 1. Loney didn't think so, and you can see where that pitch ends up in the strike zone. Out of it.
Well out of it. But Breslow will take it.
Outside for ball, 1-1. Two and 1. Breslow pitched a scoreless 7th inning Friday night here in Tampa Bay. Has allowed runs in 7 of his last 13 games. Only fights it off foul back of the screen. Pitch running up and in. Burt Badenhop in the pen. Brent Balfour warming for the Rays. Liner to left field. Cespedes on the move. Will get there. First out of the 9th.
Cespedes shading Loney in that direction. When the ball left the bat, it looked like maybe it was going to be down in that corner, but Cespedes closed the gap in a hurry.
Brandon Geyer is going to be introduced, and as he is, John Farrell starts his walk to the mound. As Craig Breslow gets the only batter that he faces, pitching change from St. Pete. Back in St. Petersburg as Burt Badenhop comes into the game for Boston. Badenhop, the 6th Red Sox pitcher today, 61st appearance. 0-2 with the 2.43 ERA. Brandon Geyer pinch hitting, and he takes another strike down 0-2. Aiden pitching a scoreless inning Friday night here in Tampa Bay. And that game came on in the 8th and allowed 2 straight singles before getting the next 3 batters in a row, 2 by way of the K. Two balls, 2 strikes. Popped up. Shortstop Bogarts coming in. Makes the catch, 2 down in the inning. So pinch hitter Geyer retired, and it'll bring up Yunel Escobar.
Shortstop, number 11, Yunel Escobar.
On the ground to third, picked on the backhand by Middlebrooks. Throw across in time, and we've got bonus baseball. Game tied 3-3. Jack Link's Beef Jerky. Back in St. Petersburg, Florida, where the game is tied 3-3, and we go to the top half of the 10th inning. Red Sox tied it up in the top of the 8th. And it's 3-3 to the 10th inning. Rays will use their 6th pitcher of the game, Grant Balfour. 55th appearance, 1-6 with a 5.26 earned run average. 48 strikeouts to 40 walks, and opponents hitting at .230 against Balfour. Xander Bogaerts has struck out and doubled and struck out again. It's a fly ball down the right field line. Will Myers heading over towards the line to make the catch for the first out of the 10th inning. Last 2 appearances for Balfour have been scoreless. His last 2 2/3, last pitched on Friday against Boston. And a 2-inning appearance against the Red Sox on Friday. Vasquez taking strike one. We are up in the Boston pen. Red Sox have already used Lane, Tazawa, Mojica, Breslow, and Badenhop. 1-1 pitch. Did he go? No, says Hunter Wintelstead. Through the right side into right field, a base hit for Vasquez. 1-out single for the Red Sox catcher.
Now Vasquez has been going in that direction all afternoon, but most of the time in the air. This time he gets a ground ball to the right side for the base hit. And he will be pinch run for. Looks like Jamal Weeks.
It is Jamal Weeks at first base to run here with 1 out in the 10th. Now Mookie Betts the batter. 2 hits today, a double and a single. He's driven in a run. And Betts will take ball 1. Over and back to the bag is Weeks. Again, and they got him this time. So Weeks, pinch running, picked off. Not a good start.
Now leaning towards second base without doubt. And Balfour sees that, see the move to second base, and by the time he spins and gets back, apparently the tag there before the hand.
So 2 down here in the 10th inning. Base is empty now for Betts. And in the count 1-0. Ball and a strike. Down and in, 2-1. The 2-1 pitch is in the air to center field. Kevin Kiermaier is waiting and putting it away. Red Sox retired in the top of the 10th inning. 3-3 game. having their catcher pinch run for in the top half of that inning. So David Ross into the game for Christian Vasquez, now catching Burke Badenhop. And there's Jerry Lane and David Ross for new acquaintances. Rays catcher to lead it off here, Ryan Hannigan. He'll take strike one. Hannigan singled to center field in the third and scored the Rays' first run. Fouled out to the first baseman, Alan Craig, in the fourth, and flied out to center in the seventh. Foul back and out of play, 0-2. Kevin Kiermaier waiting on deck. Hop faced two batters in the ninth inning. Got Geyer to pop out to short and Escobar to ground out to third. Two and two. More action for the Rays. Brandon Gomes is called up today, warming up in the pen. Hannigan lines it down the left field line. Cespedes will have it get by him to the track and the wall. Hannigan headed for second. Throw to second base, and he will be safe. Wow, was that close? Hannigan does not run well. And Cespedes with his arm had a shot. We'll see if the Red Sox review this.
Well, Cespedes made that real close at second base. Take another look. Here's the tag. Is the tag there before the hand? Strong throw by Cespedes into second base. Holt spins around. Ooh.
I don't know.
Don't know. Looks like the hand might have got in before the tag.
Red Sox challenging it. Umpires with the headsets on.
What do you think, Don?
I think he's safe.
I think the hand got in before the tag. Just barely.
Jerry Lane, the crew chief, headset on. They're showing it here on the big board. And they're conferring with New York right now.
At least it's one you get a good view of anyway. It's you can see right here the sweep. That's a super slow-mo right there, and I think the hand is in. Right there. And then the tag comes very, very shortly after that. I'd be surprised if this gets turned over, and of course I've been surprised before.
Yep, I'm with you. It's taking a long time here as the umpires getting more looks in New York.
Yeah, they get some good angles to look at, that's for sure.
The umpires have ruled that he is safe. So a leadoff double to begin things here in the 10th inning for Ryan Hannigan. Pinch runner coming out here for the Rays. Sean Rodriguez. Hannigan with a leadoff double, pinch run for. Rays trying to win it here in the bottom of the 10th inning. Devin Kiermaier making sure with his third base coach here what they're going to do. Kiermaier coming up 1 for 3 from his number 9 spot in the order. Singled back in the 5th inning.
Looks like they're going to intentionally put Kiermaier on. Put him on first base, make it a first and second situation.
And Zobrist on deck.
Yeah, that's what makes it a little surprising.
You can take your chances with the number 9 man. But you do have Berg Badenhop, who does induce a lot of double plays. And Zobrist has been struggling for the most part. We'll see.
With the Rays' first walk of the game.
So down to first base goes Kiermaier. The intentional walk, first and second. Well, John Farrell running out there. He had been up earlier, but has since sat down.
Most of the talking he's been doing has been to Alan Craig, the first baseman, about a bunt possibility.
First and second, nobody out here for the Rays in the bottom of the 10th inning. And Zobrist the batter. 1 for 4 game, a single back in the 3rd inning, and a run scored. And he is bunting, and he fouls it back to the screen. Not a good bunt bid.
A little surprised. You know, I'm a little surprised that they don't let Zobrist swing in the bat. Gets a bad ball to bunt, too. That ball was up and away. It's unfortunate. Didn't pop it up.
There's only one sacrifice bunt this season. Squaring again, and he gets it towards Craig at first, and no play at third. His throw to first is dug out there at first base. Sacrifice complete. So second and third go the base runners with one away. Zobrist gets the job done.
Well, a good job by Zobrist. He does get it down. You can see Craig looking to third base. He was charging very hard, wanting to get that ball to third base, but just couldn't do it. Had to spin around and almost threw the ball away at first base.
Now Will Myers, infield in here for the Red Sox.
I think they're going to walk Myers, too.
First base open, and that's what they'll do. Second intentional walk of the inning. To first goes Will Myers to load the bases. Badenhop and Ross talking it over as Matt Joyce coming up here for the Rays.
Well, the Red Sox and John Farrell obviously now looking for that all-important ground ball. Red Sox infield comes in, outfield comes in, shallow. With the one out and the bases loaded.
Joyce today has struck out twice, fouled out down the left field line, and reached on a fielder's choice. An 0 for 4 day for the Rays left fielder.
They're going to put 3 infielders on the right side of the infield.
Joyce hits it in the air to left, sending Cespedes back, and he's not even going to go after it. It's going to fall, and from third base, scoring is Rodriguez. The Rays walk it off. They beat the Red Sox 4-3. Matt Joyce, the hero for the Rays today. We will step aside and come back to St. Pete with more right after this.